Hey humans, welcome back to otro videito más. My name is Pablo Ramirez Torregrosa, and today we're going to be talking about how to make any audio sound like pro audio, including the onboard microphone from your camera as like the worst case scenario. And we are going to do this in DaVinci Resolve, but any other editing platform that does EQ will work about the same or even better. Let's get to it. Keep in mind, I'm recording on 3 different microphones. The one from the Sony A9 III, the onboard microphone. The one from the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is the DJI Mic 2. And I am also recording it internally in 32-bit float. And then internal audio from the DJI Mic 3 at 32-bit float internally as well. And I'm monitoring the audio just right through here because this is an audio video, so of course we gotta monitor the audio. All right, let's jump into DaVinci Resolve to get this started. Now to start, the simplest way to set your EQ in DaVinci Resolve is to go to the edit page right here, and in here you will click the audio clip that you wish to tweak. After that, you're gonna go to the inspector tab and make sure that you are in the audio tab. And then at the bottom, you will see the equalizer or EQ for short. Now, if the switch is gray, then it means it's off. If it's red, then it's on. So if it's not activated, go ahead and do it. Again, you will use this section of the EQ if you just want to adjust one single clip. So for example, if you turn the EQ on this clip, this next one right next to it won't have it because they are not connected, even though they're on the same track. But if you want to add an EQ to the entire track of audio, which would include anything you add to that track at a later time, you're going to have to go into the Fairlight tab. That's right here at the bottom. Click right here, which will open up the Fairlight window. And on the side, you should see the mixer. And if you can't see the specific track that you want to tweak, all you have to do is click and drag to the right to show more tracks. Now we're gonna go find the track, which in our case is a DJI Mic 3. And we are going to double click on the EQ, this little square with the blue line. Double clicking it would open up this window, and here you can see that only bands 2 through 5 are active. Now for my case, I go ahead and turn on band 1 and 6 as well, since it will give me like more control over the whole thing. Now we're gonna start with band 1. This is your low pass, or think of it as like the deepest low, around 60 to 80 hertz. And I have mine set to a frequency of 70 hertz. Now notice that here on DaVinci Resolve, down here, you have a 6, a 12, 18, and 24. And those are dB per octave, or decibels per octave. And the higher the number, the more steep the drop off is. So I normally do either 12 or 18, depending on the ambient sound situation. Now moving on to band number 2. Right here, the curve is in high shelf, but we want to change that into a bell curve, and why you'll see in a minute. Now in here, you want it between 100 and 150 hertz. I have it at 115 hertz at a plus 10 decibels because increasing it adds warm and makes a fuller sound. And keep in mind, this is kind of like the bulk of your voice. Now, if you decrease it, it'll remove boomy sounds. But if you go too high, you will get a boomy like podcast voice. Think of it like very muffled. And if you see here, since we picked the bell curve, we get the Q factor, which basically changes how steep the curve is. A lower number will make it a wider curve, which allows you for a broader frequency to be adjusted. Next is band number 3, which is around 200 to 600 hertz. And I have it at 450 hertz plus 3.5 decibels. This band and this frequency controls like the boxiness, cleans up muddy sounds and makes voices sound a little bit more clear. But decreasing it causes it to sound very like muddy. Now the Q factor is set at 2 because increasing that Q factor affects a smaller range of the hertz. So it basically, more Q factor, the steeper the drop is. Now moving on to band number 4, here the range is from 800 hertz all the way to 6,000 hertz. I set mine to 2,000 hertz at plus 1 decibels. And again, the Q factor of 2 to reduce the affected area or the affected range of the hertz. Now here, if you increase it, voice becomes more understandable and they can cut through music a little bit better. Now, if you lower it, then the voice sounds distant and there's a bit less clarity on there, but just a tiny bit can help your voice pop, which in most situations is kind of what you want. You want a little bit of Now on band number 5, and here the range is from 6,000 hertz all the way to 13,000 hertz. And I have it set as a high shelf. As you can see right here, I have mine set to 10,000 hertz with a minus 5 decibels and a Q factor of 0.3 to have the curb be wider with a bigger range being affected. Now this band number 5 is basically your sparkle area. If you increase it, it'll make it sound crisp and bright. Now, if you decrease it, it'll remove harshness and it'll soften the sound. So boosting it will make your sound a little bit more modern, like polish. And last but not least is band number 6, or the air band. Now, this is used to quiet the S sounds, and I am definitely one that needs it because my S's are very freaking pronounced. Like, all the S's just keep coming out like snakes. Now this band, I have it as a low cut curve at 14,000 hertz, and I have it down about negative 15 decibels because I'm literally like S-ing all day, like every day, like it's S all day. So I need a ton of help, but play around with it. But anywhere from 13 to 19,000 hertz is where you want to be sitting. Now, if you increase it, it'll make your voice sound a bit more expensive and airy. But if you lower it, it'll remove hissiness like this and tone down the sharp sibilants that may come depending on like your natural voice. Now, as this video has been playing, the audio has been changing to match what we have been discussing on each band. But now I'm just going to show you how it sounds like straight from the DJI Mic 3 versus when I put the EQ. Now, I'm sure you have heard that even if the video is not that great, as long as the audio is great, then it's worth a watch. So take your time, no pun intended, and make your sound as good as possible. Once you have it tweaked for the voice that you have, obviously, you can save it as a preset, and I'll show you in a second how to do that in DaVinci Resolve. Now we're going to go at worst case scenario where, let's just say all your microphones failed and the only one that picked up audio was the one from inside your camera. This is what it sounds like with no EQ, and keep in mind this is from a Sony A9 III, so the audio is trash when compared to like a Sony ZV-E1 or any of those that have like the upgraded microphone. Now, as I was saying, to save a preset of the EQ in DaVinci Resolve, just click on this plus sign on the top left corner of the EQ window, and it'll ask you if you want to update or create a new one. And you just click create new one unless you're updating it. And depending on the situation, the EQ settings will vary. So keep that in mind. It's not just to set it and forget it and be done. So if your surrounding sounds are different every time you're recording audio, then you're going to have to go and adjust for it. But if you're doing talking head like this in a controlled environment like a YouTube studio, then you should be totally fine to use the preset and move on. Now, if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you're an audio engineer and have constructive criticism, let me know down below. I wanna hear your thoughts. I'm always down. I'm always down to learn more. But thank you for watching, and yeah, that was you.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.